Hello and welcome to Adapt or Perish, a podcast about adaptation. I'm Jeremy Latour.
I'm Ian Averill, and tonight we're talking about Clash of the Titans.
We're tired.
Yeah,
we're tired.
Maybe we sound a little subdued.
A little. Yeah, we did Superman, and there was so much, and
it was a lot.
I had to get it all done. It was a lot,
and I mean, really, we only finished it a few days ago, so it's like we haven't really had a time to even really take our collective breaths.
No, not at all. But you know, it was like a nice little thing to do to relax after doing such a huge thing, a huge thing that involved watching many things that I enjoy.
Watch 2 Clash of the Titan movies,
both Clashes of the Titans,
both the Clashes of Titans.
Did you know that these movies have both swords and sandals?
Did you know that these movies are called Clash of the Titans, even though neither of them, except if you you can kind of a little bit count the Kraken, do not feature what is known in Greek myth as the Titans at all.
I feel like, and the new one is the only one that refers to the Titans.
Yeah, it even
right?
At least that one talks about it in the beginning. Talks about how they're the the Titans are the parents of Zeus and the whole pantheon that you know, or that some people know.
Here's the deal: we're talking about Clash of the Titans. No one is expecting us to do a deep dive on actual Greek mythology.
Now,
it's Clash of the Titans. Did
you
know this? Did you know that Bubo the mechanical owl was an invention for the 1981 movie? Do you know that Bubo the mechanical owl is not found in Greek mythology?
I did know that. That's a cool ass prop, though.
It's an amazing prop. Bubo looks great.
That's why that's why they reference it in the second one.
That's dumb, and we'll get to it.
Yeah, but I mean, they're like, what's the most iconic thing from the original Clash of the Titans? Oh, this dumbass looking mechanical owl.
I imagine them asking Louis Leterrier is getting up there and he's asking everybody, now what is the most iconic thing from the 1981 Clash of the Titans? And Sam Worthington in the back just goes, Harry Hamlin's cleft chin. And Liam Neeson is putting his arm down and just shut up.
Yeah, this I mean, maybe this isn't the right time to say this thought that I had while watching these movies, but no,
do it.
It's crazy. I do kind of think it's funny that the lead of the first one is Harry Hamlin and the lead of the second one is Sam Worthington. I feel like these men are kind of destined for the same career and places in history.
What?
I mean, maybe it's that I just don't really know the work of or appreciate Harry Hamlin that much, but
clearly you don't. Sam Worthington, I know and stuff. If Sam Worthington's career path was on the career path of Harry Hamlin, he that would be amazing for him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think that Worthington has I feel like he's got a later in life kind of second wind to him where he finds a different gear and a different kind of role. I think he's already starting to a little bit. He's in some little movies here and there, but I think maybe he'll blossom as an older character actor.
Yeah, I just feel like Harry Hamlin, this was not. It's not like people were trying to make Harry Hamlin happen. Harry Hamlin had a career. He had a wonderful career in TV and movies and stuff like that. And Sam Worthington is more like that. Is this. I feel like they're very different as leading men.
No, I don't mean the same kind of leading men.
I know you don't. I know you're not saying that they're the same. Obviously, have you seen Harry Hamlin's face? Sam Worthington does not have that face.
No, he doesn't have certainly doesn't have that face. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that so far Sam Worthington has had a lot of successful performances. But he's also one of those I feel for him. It sounds so condescending to say I feel for him, but
oh, do you feel for him?
Yeah.
Do you feel for Sam Worthington?
Just because he's I feel for all of those guys who were tried to make happen. He didn't try to make him happen. A bunch of other people tried to make him happen. I mean, maybe he wanted to happen, but my point is that
I mean, if he did, who wouldn't?
Yeah. These poor, no. That's a bit strong, but I just feel like there's always these young male actors who everyone's trying to put onto a track, and I think sometimes it would be better if they they didn't have that kind of pressure. I don't know.
I agree. Everyone, I hope you're enjoying this episode of Worthing Talk. And
look, I mean, like he's got avatars for the next like 15 years at least.
Yeah.
So like, and the thing is,
avatars for the next 15 years. That's at least one avatar.
Yeah. Jeremy, there's one coming out at Christmas time. You know that, right?
This Christmas?
Year. Yeah.
Yeah, you believe that? All right. You sweet summer child. I'll believe it when I see it.
And I do not want to, I will not let this become a discussion between you and me about the Avatar movies, because that is dangerous. But
it's not dangerous. I feel fine.
Well, it's not dangerous talking about the first one. I mean, talking about the second one, because I think, like, I don't know. I don't know if we've talked about it much. But anyway, the second one's super good.
I haven't seen it.
But anyway, I feel like the best work of Worthington's career is in the second one. And I feel like it'll just keep getting... like I feel like he's got a good thing going in those, but he's doing mocap the whole time, so it's him. But also, like, his expressions can be tweaked. You know what I'm saying?
What are we doing here?
Everybody, we are out of it.
What are we doing?
I'm out of it. At least we are just riffing in a not in a good direction.
How's about this for a segue?
Okay, hear me.
I feel that our performance on this podcast right now is really evoking the work of a certain Larry Olivier in the 1981 movie Clash of the Titans. I read an amazing thing. I wish I could have found the source for it, but it was from a book that I don't have access to. But did you see the thing Claire Bloom was saying about working with Laurence Olivier and about doing the movie?
No.
So Laurence Olivier plays Zeus in the 1981 Clash of the Titans. And
is there anyone else he could play?
No, of course not. And Claire Bloom plays Hera. Yeah. And apparently Claire Bloom found out, like, she wasn't going to do it. And then she was like, then I found out Olivier was going to do it and that it was only going to take a week. So I did it. Yeah. Because all of the gods, all that stuff apparently was shot in 8 days. Mm-hmm. And what a paycheck. What an amazing paycheck. True. Incredible. Let's back up for a second.
Okay.
What is this? This is insane. This mini episode is crazy. What are we doing? We are burying the lead because this is 1981.
We're talking about 1981's Clash of the Titans and then 2010's Clash of the Titans. What do you mean? What are we doing?
Now, here's the thing. What we're not really going to do is we're not really going to talk about the legend of Perseus.
Sure.
Because, Perseus, famous demigod from Greek mythology, son of Zeus, as many people were.
Yep.
Look, it's not like 1981's Clash of the Titans is like directly adapted from no inspired by, yes, absolutely. But there's no text we can go look at, so we can think of Clash of the Titans 1981 as the original, and then of course the remake from 2010. So this movie was directed by Desmond Davis. It was written by Alan Beverley Cross. He also wrote Jason and the Argonauts in 1963, which is going to come back up again in a second. Also, did you know he married Maggie Smith in 1975?
No.
Real sweet. And I believe they were together until he died in like the late 90s. And he was the stepfather of Toby Stevens.
Wow.
I don't know if you know this, but I love Maggie Smith. Also, she's a new friend of the pod.
Yay. That's cool.
This is her 5th appearance. Also, Laurence Olivier, it's his 8th appearance. It was produced by Charles H. Schneer and Ray Harryhausen. Now, this is like the main event here. We never talk about who produced these things, but now we are, because Ray Harryhausen was also the director of special effects on the movie. Yep. Ray Harryhausen of the stop motion and Jason and the Argonauts from 1963.
Yep. He's a master of his craft.
Yeah, I mean, this is like Harryhausen's last hurrah. That's my understanding of it. Here's a crazy thing. This movie that looks the way it does and feels the way it does, did you see what other movie came out on the same day?
No, I did not look at that.
Raiders of the Goddamn Lost Ark.
Oh, wow.
A movie that still feels modern.
Yeah.
Came out the same day as this. This is an old-fashioned movie.
That's fascinating. That's the kind of thing that really makes you really crystallizes for you when directors are ahead of their time, is to think about Spielberg making that then when this was another big thing in theaters,
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
So the plot of this thing, Perseus, son of Zeus, survives a deadly exile. He is exiled as a baby because King Acrisius is basically, he knows that his wife Danae was bedded by Zeus and that the baby is not his. And so he does what anyone would do. He puts them in a box and throws that box in the ocean.
Yes. Which is terrible, especially because, like, you know, I mean, it's terrible first and foremost. Second of all, like pretty much all of the people that Zeus had sex with and impregnated, they were tricked.
Yes.
Which is just extra cool.
Yep, super cool. Zeus is great. I love Zeus, and I model my life on his.
Cool, chill dude.
Yep. Great guy. Really great guy. Zeus was all about that grind. I tell you what, all about that grind.
He was all about turning into different animals to seduce women. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Myths
just in case
weird,
anybody's
everybody.
worried, no, don't worry. Zeus killed Acrisius. He just killed him and destroyed his city. What did he kill him with? He killed him with the goddamn Kraken.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the thing. This is the movie. This is the one with the guy that says the thing. Were you also like a little mad in this one when Zeus is like, let loose the Kraken?
Yeah.
That was weird. That was really weird.
Like, so, like, the Liam Neeson, sorry, we're jumping ahead, but like,
yeah, don't
Liam
jump ahead.
Neeson,
No, we're not jumping ahead. You're jumping ahead.
We're talking about the like big deal of the command to activate the Kraken.
Yes.
And it's just like, yes, it is a little bit disappointing because it's kind of crazy how much the version from the 2010 film like permeated society. Like,
yeah,
it's like the one thing that did, and from that movie, I mean,
yeah.
And so, but I
no,
find,
it's the
but I
only
also
thing.
find,
it's the only thing that permeated society.
I also
all of society is only Liam Neeson saying "release the Kraken." That's it.
I mean, soon, sure.
Yeah.
But that's like, it's just so weird that it was like you watch the moment of him saying it in that, and like, I mean, it's Liam Neeson, it's gravitas, it's cool, it's like, I'm not saying it's like terrible or anything, but it's just like, why did we devote our lives to this line reading?
Yeah, were you also underwhelmed by it?
Yeah.
It was not as impressive as I remember it being, but also I refuse to talk about the 2010 version yet. So in 1981's version.
But that's kind of my point, is that like, that was already what I just said. And then, and so when this wasn't even the same line, it was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Larry Olivier in a bored kind of way in one of his 8 days of shooting.
Yeah. He's like, I get to wear a toga and sit on a stone throne the whole time.
Let loose the Kraken.
He's mispronouncing it like Brando saying Krypton. Yeah.
Don't bring Superman into this. What are you doing? My God. Kraken. So anyway, we're still just on like the first story beat.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
So the Kraken destroys Acrisius and everything, goes back into the ocean. Kraken looks pretty cool. It's classic Harryhausen. Big. Yeah. Like I would recommend if I say the name Harryhausen and anyone listening is like, I am not actually sure what this person did, just do a search on YouTube and you'll pull up any number of classic scenes that the guy was involved with, but a lot of stop motion stuff, amazing creatures. Yeah. Perseus grows from a baby into Harry Hamlin. And then the gods on Olympus, stuff is going to start going down because what ends up happening is the gods, there's Hera and there's Thetis, who's Maggie Smith. Yeah. Who is probably like the primary antagonist of the movie. I mean, her and Calibos, obviously. Yeah. But like Calibos, that's definitely like of her. So she's ultimately the antagonist. Yeah. Yeah. And Maggie Smith kills it in this movie. I think it's the best performance. I think it's the best performance of anybody in the movie. I think it goes to Maggie Smith. Also, I think she is acting harder than anyone else in the Olympus scenes. And it's not like she's the only good one. Larry is also good. Claire Bloom is good. They're good. They're definitely good. They're just not, I don't think they're working as hard as Maggie Smith is, and she's doing a really good job. Although there was one scene where Hera and Thetis and Aphrodite are having a conversation, and it's Claire Bloom and Maggie Smith, but Aphrodite is Ursula Andress, and they are like running circles around Ursula Andress, and I wanted them to be nicer to her, and that was not super nice because she's not holding her own. You could feel them being mean to her in their performances or something like. Yes, yeah. The subtext was they were being mean to her behind the scenes. Like the text was that they were all getting along just fine and they like each other, but the subtext is they think that Aphrodite's not a good actor. The thing that I love about all of this, and this is something that I really like about
this movie. All of this is like on theme with the actual myth that it's loosely based on. And I was thinking about this earlier when you were talking about Claire Bloom being like, well, Olivier said do it and it was just going to take a week, so I'd do it. Like, the gods of Olympus in this have the exact right tone for what I love about Greek mythology is like, we already talked about Zeus and the stuff he does. And because of the stuff he does, it's like the pantheon is like just a bunch of like snotty rich actors who, and I'm talking about the actual gods.
Yes. Yeah.
They're like a bunch of like old, too like set in their ways and too confident in their powers people who are the worst and are petty, and there's a bunch of drama between them all the time. That is portrayed very well here, and I also feel like all the actors involved were just kind of like also on theme. And
whether they do it or not.
Right, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's something that I really like.
Yeah, I know. I like that part of it too. So, I mean, here's the thing. Like, we've spent so much time talking about the pantheon and talking about Olympus and the gods. Perseus goes on he's a hero, and he goes on a bit of a journey.
Some kind of quest.
Yeah. Some kind of protagonist quest.
Yeah.
No, he goes on a hero's journey. And this movie has the weirdest relationship with conflict that I've ever seen, because there's very little of it. Like, anything Perseus wants to do ranges from he doesn't even need to try to he kind of needs to try. Like, there's a couple of moments where where you think, oh, is this kid going to be okay? Where Harry Hamlin's getting kind of sweaty. Yeah. Man, sweaty Harry Hamlin. That's all. Okay. So,
but yeah, he's a real golden boy. And
like Zeus loves him, and so he ends up getting Thetis like takes him from the island that he's on and transports him to Joppa, where he meets Ammon, who's played by Burgess Meredith, who is a delightful old thespian who is pretty fun. Apparently this was going to be John Gielgud, and the studio was like, we can't just have only British actors in this thing. We need audiences to know that there might be some Americans in this, so get Burgess Meredith. And the thing is, I like Burgess Meredith, but that makes me sad.
Well, true. I started out, and like sometimes, I text you things when I'm watching things, and sometimes I text you things too off the cuff. Too soon.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to talk about this.
Because what I texted you was like Burgess Meredith in the most egregious like mismatch between actor and content like I've ever seen, blah, 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 in the first 2 minutes that he was on screen.
Yeah, that was too soon.
And then almost immediately I was like, what the hell am I talking about? This is Burgess Meredith. He's fucking killing it. Like, he's great. Like, he rules. Like, you think to yourself, like, Burgess Meredith can't pull off being like a guy in ancient Rome. Yes, he can, and he did, and it was great.
I mean, it's really on you for not thinking that he could.
Well, like, you have to understand, when I think of Burgess Meredith, I think of the Penguin,
right? Which is a very big dramatic performance.
Yes. What's the guy's name in Rocky? What's the character's name?
Adrian.
What's his?
Is he the robot?
What's Burgess Meredith's character in Rocky?
I don't remember. Hang on.
His character, his performance in Rocky, which is obviously what most people think about, and the dad in Grumpier Old Men. Those are the three things.
Yeah.
Those are the three things that
he was Mickey.
Right. Sorry, Mickey in Rocky. Those are the three things that I'm like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure I've actually seen Burgess Meredith in anything else other than those three things. So like, that's what I think of him as. And so you can understand how at first second, I was like, Burgess Meredith, this is weird that he's in this movie, but I'm an idiot. He's like an actor who is in like dozens and dozens of things.
Yeah.
That I don't understand because I'm an uncultured dweeb. So
yeah, you are. And you should be ashamed of yourself.
That is what that's what I've been saying. I'm ashamed of myself for having gone off so half-cocked about Burgess Meredith in this movie.
Yeah, well, can I please get back to the hero's journey?
But we're talking about Burgess Meredith.
Yeah, but I want to talk about the hero's journey.
Please, go ahead.
You got your Burgess Meredith in my hero's journey. You got your hero's journey in my Burgess Meredith.
I mean, I would like if Burgess Meredith went on a hero's journey. That'd be.
I mean, didn't he? So Perseus wants stuff. He wants Andromeda, who is the princess of Joppa. And he finds out that she's cursed because there's this guy Calibos that she was going to get married to. But then he got turned into a monster. And he kidnaps
he's Maggie Smith's son.
Yeah. Well, he's Thetis' son.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. He's not actor Toby Stevens. That would be amazing. So Maggie Smith is playing herself? No, she's playing the god Thetis. But the villain is actor Toby Stevens. Perseus has to do a whole bunch of things. He ends up saving her from Calibos, and he fights Calibos and cuts his hand off with it because he's got all these things that he got from the gods. He's got a helmet that makes him invisible and a shield that lets him do FaceTime calls with Zeus, and he's got a sword that is really shiny that can cut through anything. And then he finds a Pegasus. Sorry, not a Pegasus. He finds Pegasus, who is the last of
Pegasus is a single
last of the winged horses.
Yeah.
And So he defeats Calibos and he's going to marry Andromeda. And then things get really bad because Thetis is like, look what he did to my kid. Look what he did to Calibos. They all need to pay.
Yeah.
And what they basically say is that, like, here's the deal. If you don't sacrifice Andromeda to the Kraken is going to destroy Joppa. It is such a weird plot because this doesn't even happen until halfway through. We don't even know that this is what it's about. It's it's just Perseus going from quest to quest. Right. This movie is all side quests. That's all it is.
It's so funny that you say that because I was just about to talk about how what's really funny to me is how much modern video game everything is like so keyed into actual Greek myth. All these Greek myths were this way, and now like it's like video games just latched. Some of them obviously, like God of War, literally based on Greek myth, but where you just like the whole thing is that you very slowly over the course of your game get your different pieces of gear and things that you ride and stuff that makes you like awesome until the end, like you're just totally decked out. And that's what all these, like whether it's this one or like Jason or like a bunch of the different ones, like it's it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Although if you're Perseus, you lose most of your shit as the story goes on.
Sure.
He's not very careful
if you're
with his
Perseus
stuff.
in the second movie, then they just skip a lot of that.
Well, obviously. So anyway, what Perseus has to do is he has to go to the Stygian witches to figure out what he's going to do. And they tell him, here's the only way you can defeat the Kraken, because obviously you can't defeat the Kraken in hand-to-hand combat. Giant monster. You're tiny man. Yes, you're a demigod, but you're a tiny man and is a big monster. However, here's what you can do. Medusa... I don't know if you've heard of Medusa, the Gorgon, turn any living thing to stone by looking at it. And he's like, I don't think she'll work with me. But I could cut her head off, and I will use the head to do that. So then he's got to leave, and he's got to... This is after he takes the Stygian, which is one eyeball that they all share, and holds it hostage so that they tell him what he needs to do. So then he goes across the river Styx to find Medusa, and he and a bunch of guys go in there. It turns out a lot of his band do not make it, because that is just what happens in these things. They meet the two-headed dog. He
brought a bunch of red shirts in there, so
Yeah. I mean, it's their own fault, really. I mean, there's the two-headed dog, there's all the scorpions, and every single one of them is a Harryhausen beauty. Every single one. And then he meets Medusa, and she looks fucking awesome. And he cuts her head off, and then he flies the head back in a bag, which, did you also feel like he tied the bag too tight? Because I felt like he was trying to get the bag untied for like a surprisingly long amount of time.
Well, if I were him, I would have tied the bag incredibly tight, because Medusa's hair is snakes, and the snakes don't seem to die. So the snakes are still like alive, attached to her dead head. So I also would have tied the bag extremely tight.
Do you feel like if any of the snakes accidentally went, like if her bangs were hanging down in front of her face, if she looked at her snakes, would they turn to stone? I guess they're of her, so that's not going to happen.
Probably not. Excellent question.
Yeah.
I was going to say before that it's just, I thought it was an incredibly huge leap of faith to take that her like physiological ability to turn things to stone would still work after her head was cut off.
I mean, everything else he'd done had come so easily, so why wouldn't this idea work?
Exactly. But it's just like when you look at how her ability to turn things to stone had worked so far, where you know, when she's killing the red shirts.
Yeah.
It seems as though it's like, it's not just literally everything that faces her turns to stone. She's doing it. Like she's activating something. So that's why I just, it's a little unbelievable to me that it would, the ability would work with her severed head. But,
well, she's not like King Midas. It's not like anything she looks at. It's any living thing she looks at.
Well, true. But we're just getting so deep in the weeds, man. I'm sorry.
Dude, we started in the weeds.
But anyway, I just find it that's just a little thing I think is funny about the head. Anyway, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, that's basically it. He gets back to Joppa and he holds up the head and he turns the Kraken to stone and it blows up. And then everything is fine and he marries Andromeda and everything's cool. And we didn't even mention Bubo the owl because Zeus is talking to, who's he talking to? Which goddess is he talking to?
Well, if you're talking about the owner of the actual owl, then it's Athena.
Right. So he's talking to Athena and he's like, help out my kid. Give him your owl. And Athena's like, yes, I will, wink. And then she walks away and is like, fuck, if I'm going to give him my owl, that is not going to happen. She goes and talks to another god and it's like, make him a mechanical owl. It'll be just as good.
Another god? Hephaestus, come on.
Perseus is like talking to Ammon and he's like, I'm going to get a godly owl. And Ammon's like, we have owls at home. And he gets Bubo the mechanical owl, and Bubo is delightful and messes up as much as he helps, and he's adorable. Little clockwork owl.
Mascot of the movie. Yeah.
Real R2-D2 type. Apparently that was what they were accused of. And I believe that the writer was like, I came up with this first. And everyone was like, yeah, you did? And he's like, yes, I did. And they were like, we're fine.
I do love that people were like that bitchy back then, that they like accused them of trying to get a cute robot into their like sword and sandal movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're right, but still.
What a weird movie. Like, is this movie just, first of all, can I ask you a weird question?
Oh, please.
Do you like this movie?
Yeah.
Okay, because I do too.
Yeah, I do. I don't even close to love this movie.
No.
But I like this movie because of a lot of things, because of a lot of weird, silly things.
Yes.
But also, and then this other thing I'm going to say is also weird and silly, but like just the effects, like the effects are cool. And like, sure, they look goofy now, but still like just the amount of cool designs of stop motion creatures interacting with real with actual live action people footage, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like grandiose performances, but like there isn't really like a huge number of other than Maggie Smith, obviously, like standout stuff in that regard. But it's just like it's weird and silly, but in that good way. And it's not like even trying too hard, or like it just kind of is, and I like it like that.
Yeah, I feel like there are two things, and I feel like they're both things that a lot of movies get accused of being or credited with being. And I feel like they're kind of separate sides to the same coin. There's taking itself too seriously and earnest. And I feel like those kind of get confused sometimes. I've confused them sometimes.
Sure.
This is a movie that I think absolutely does not take itself seriously.
Yeah.
Though it is a very earnest movie, and it kind of seems like it's taking itself seriously because everything is very big and everything is very dramatic, but it's all coming from a place of, hey, everybody, want to make a fun movie? Yeah. Like, here's what I need you to do. I need you to swing your sword around. What's going to be there? Don't you just wait. You just wait.
Plus, there's like the design stuff in this movie is not like the creatures are cool, but it's more than that. It's like I want to have like a method of transport that is like I open a cage door and close it and sit on a little seat, and then a giant vulture takes me somewhere.
That vulture's amazing.
Like, that's a cool way to travel.
Yeah, but you could only do it when you're in a dream state.
Well, you know, I mean, in the hypothetical of my devising here, then it would just be a regular way of transportation.
I'd rather ride a
meat,
Pegasus.
But, I mean, that would be cool too. Pegasus is cool.
I mean, I'd rather ride the Kraken. That's pretty cool.
Well, but then you have to.
I guess no one rides the Kraken.
No, I don't want to go down in the ocean.
No, that's true. I like the Pegasus. I'm sticking with my original one.
Jeremy's got Pegasus. I have called Vulture Cage.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of us made the right choice.
God damn it.
I'm just imagining you in the cage, so mad at how slowly you're going while I soar circles around you.
No, I bring snacks. I like have a little like it would be nice. I have
like a Pegasus.
It's like riding the train. It's not about getting there fast, Jeremy. It's about appreciating the journey.
My God. So a lot of people loved this movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of people love Ray Harryhausen. This movie means a lot to a lot of people. And I think that's cool because it is a fun movie. And I think taking it too seriously is a mistake. And applying normal kind of, you know, quote unquote rules about movies, like stories must do this and plots must do this and characters must have this kind of arc. Like this movie is like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever, nerd. Like, do you see what we have? Did you see the stuff we made? That's the point. And I get that, and I dig it. And people were trying to remake it for a long time. It eventually came to Travis Beacham, who wrote Pacific Rim. He wrote a screenplay for a remake. And it was going to be directed by Stephen Norrington, Norrington did Blade, right?
The first Blade, yep.
The first Blade and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, if I recall.
Famous contentious times with one Sean Connery, yeah.
Yeah, and then he basically was like, I don't actually like the original that much, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. And you know who heard about that? Louis Leterrier heard about that. And he went through their representation and put a message that was like, hey, if you don't want it, I'll take it. I want it. I want it. I love it. You don't know what you're going to do with Clash of the Titans? I know what I'm going to do with Clash of the Titans because I love Clash of the Titans, except all with a French accent.
Just imagine all of that in a French accent.
And they did like major rewrites. Like the number of screenwriters who are credited on this, there's like 3 of them, but I'm sure it was like a dozen of them who just worked on it. And we got 2010's Clash of the Titans, starring Sam Worthington as Perseus. And you're not allowed to talk about Sam Worthington anymore because we already did for quite a long time.
Yeah, I did it all. I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah, you do. How dare you tell me I can't talk about Sam Worthington on Worthing Talk?
Who else is in this movie?
Liam Neeson plays Zeus. Ray Fiennes plays Hades. Ray Fiennes, new friend of the pod, also Hades, new character in this movie.
Yeah, this movie really decides to sideline Poseidon from his like larger part in the other movie and really bring Hades up to the forefront.
First of all, Poseidon had a very minor role. Poseidon's only job was letting loose the Kraken in the original. Right. That was his only job. He had like 5 lines. Well, Thetis was the one who had all of the like gravitas and was the villain. In this one, though, they give all that stuff to Hades.
Yeah, which is like, you know, pros and cons to that. But they have it be that like Hades is in charge of the Kraken, which is weird because the Kraken is still under the sea, and you know that's not Hades' domain. That's Poseidon's domain. They mix stuff up a little too much for my taste. But yeah. Anyway. I'm going to try not to drone on about mythology too much. Sorry.
No, you shouldn't. unless you should. I don't know. Maybe you should. I'm not sure. Anyway, like bottom line, this was critically maligned.
Yeah.
And everyone hated it. And yet everyone saw it because it made a ton of money.
Yeah, it made like $470 million or something.
Made a lot of money.
Something. Yeah.
Big dang hit. I'm very happy for everyone. They all did a good job and made a big movie that was very clearly in 3D in 2010. I didn't see it in 3D because I didn't see it in the theaters. I only watched it at home. But my goodness, every 10 minutes there's something where I'm like, that was in 3D, wasn't it?
But it wasn't even. But it was one of those ones that wasn't even shot for 3D. It was post converted afterwards. So
Right.
like, yeah, it's like 2010. I tell you,
It does make weird choices as an adaptation. Like it puts Bubo in, which we mentioned before.
Yeah.
Like Sam
That's a
Worthington
little
is
funny.
going through a case and they're looking for weapons and he like pulls out this owl and it's like, this is dumb. And like bad reference. I don't like that reference. I think that's a dumb reference and they should feel bad about themselves. Boo. Boo. And then there's weird stuff that happens too. Did this moment hit you the same way it hit me? They go to so many of the same story beats, even though they've made some pretty major changes to like the core characters and the relationship between the characters, but it hits a lot of the same beats. And they go to visit the Stygian witches to find out how they're going to be able to kill the Kraken, which, by the way, does not make an appearance at the beginning. We only find out about the aftermath of what happens when the Kraken attacks. We never see the Kraken. Right. Unlike in the original one, Ray Harryhausen was like, do you think we could get the Kraken in there a third time? That's too many times. 2 times is good, though. And there's that moment in the original where the scene ends when Perseus takes their eye after they've told him what he needs to do, and they've done their like, we will tell you how you will defeat the Kraken, and we know things. He takes the eye and he throws it, and that's when they leave. And the final thing we see with the witches is that they're kind of looking for the eye, and we see that it's near them, and it's a cute little thing. Yeah. In this one, they do all basically the same thing. They tell him they get the eye. They tell him the eye's really cool, by the way. I dig the way it like is always looking around. He throws it back to them. And they immediately pick it up, and as they're leaving, they grab it, pick it up, and go, wait, there's more. And did you also have this moment of like, what is happening? What is happening right now?
Why? Why do they do that? Like, is this all like ADR'd after the fact? Like,
no, it was real. Like this was real.
No,
this was part of the script.
It's such a weird, like, it's so weird. Choices in this are weird. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, they mix it all up so that like Calibos in this is King Acrisius from the beginning. You don't really know it until like a little while, but like, and it played by Jason Fleming, both of them. And so like, it's just an interesting choice to make. Like, I can't really wrap my mind around what do you think they were just trying to simplify things? Yeah, that's really. I think that's it. I can't think of any other reason why they would make some of these changes.
The only reason that I could think of them turning him into Calibos and making him more of a villain, because in the original Acrisius just dies at the beginning, but in this one Acrisius is there the whole time because he's Calibos. And here's the only thing that I can think of: there was an idea at one point that I feel like they were trying to double down on the whole thing being about Perseus having like parent issues.
Yeah,
because first there's Zeus, who is his real father, but he hates the gods.
Yeah.
Then there's his adoptive father, Pete Postlethwaite. I believe that was his character's name as well.
Best performance in the movie, of course, because it's Pete
obviously.
Yeah,
he's great in everything. He makes everything work.
Yeah.
And his father and his adoptive father and his adoptive mother and his sister, they are killed by Hades at the beginning. Yeah. He's already got issues with his real dad, and he's lost his adoptive dad and hates the gods because of it. But something that I don't think is ever actually like stated overtly in the second half of the movie, whenever he's fighting Calibos was gonna be his dad.
Yeah, kind of his asshole stepdad.
Yeah, and like the guy who killed his mom.
Yeah,
that he never knew. And like that's
because in this version, his mom's dead when they find him as a baby.
Yeah, because she got put in a box.
Yeah,
and but that's never like I don't think that's ever stated.
No,
and I feel like making Calibos the guy who was gonna be his like shitty stepdad, but then never talking about it, feels like they did it on purpose, but then cut that part.
Yeah. Like with movies like this, I'm always looking for all these ways where something was like completely remixed or reshot or completely done in post to, and it's like, if you think about it, because they never mention that part of the relationship, like the stuff about Jason Fleming also being Acrisius could have just been like added later, like just the scene of like him throwing the casket off the thing and then being cursed to become Calibos, like all that could have been added in later. I'm not saying it was, but I'm just like movies like this always feel this way, even when they're not all chopped and screwed, they feel like they are. And it always puts me off, you know?
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. I feel like the thing you're talking about, you're saying like all these movies like this. Like this
Yeah,
is
sorry.
a subpar action adventure fantasy movie.
Yeah.
It is a Lord of the Rings ripoff of the First Order, very, very intentionally.
Yeah.
It did come out like right before Game of Thrones started, and there's a lot of Game of Thronesiness in it. Like a lot of Game of Thrones actors. Rami Javadi was the composer for it, just like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So there's that part of it. It is in many ways just a Lord of the Rings ripoff. And not like fantasy movie ripoff, specifically Lord of the Rings. It has Sam Worthington, which he is not the greatest leading man, which we talked about before. Oh man, his team. Oh, what a ragtag bunch of misfits. It's a ragtag bunch of misfits that we have seen in many, many movies, and there's every single role there, and you could almost predict which each character is going to be because there's nothing really new happening here. There's also like a really confused love story in it because it seems like they didn't know up until the movie got released whether he was going to be to go with Andromeda or whether he's going to go with Io. And you may say, who's Io? Exactly. We didn't even mention Io. Gemma Arterton is in it as this lady who got cursed, and she's immortal, I guess.
Yeah, she's also kind of a demigod.
Yeah, but she's there.
Well, not really. Like, I mean, Io is like one of. Obviously, she's like completely screwed up from the actual character of Io from Greek myth, which was just one of the many women that Zeus like tricked and had children with.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. So and she dies. Like so she dies, but then it's okay.
Quote unquote.
Because magic.
Yeah.
So it's this confused movie. Like it's confused, it's subpar, a lot of it doesn't work. And yet, hey Ian.
Jeremy.
I kind of like this movie.
Okay. No, that's not as crazy as my brain was beginning to make me have a strong reaction to. No, I mean, like, because it's kind of like, it's just, this is also what I mean. It's like, it is kind of a modern version of the original one where it's just kind of like, bleh, you know, like we're just making a big fun movie, you know,
like it really is just everyone making a big fun movie. This is not like everyone at the top of their game. This is a bunch of people who are competent, having fun. And I really enjoy that. Like I mentioned the ragtag bunch of misfits. Here's the thing about the ragtag bunch of misfits. They're almost all actors that I really like.
Well, sure. I mean, Mads is here.
Mads Mikkelsen is there. Nicholas Hoult is there.
I'm not going to say he's doing like Mads is, he's doing his thing.
Yes, and his thing is great and compelling.
Yes, it is great. And yeah, this was like a very young Nicholas Hoult performance. Yeah. Obviously not super young, but his first
it's not like about a boy, but
exactly. But his first like getting into adult role kind of thing.
Yeah. And he's adorable in it. Like,
sure,
I really like the ragtag bunch of misfits. They're really fun. Okay, the effects. Yes, I have seen many people complain about the fact that they took these like beautiful, handmade, masterful stop motion effects from the original that were done by Ray Harryhausen, one of the masters at the top of his game. Like they took those and turned it into modern CGI. And I have seen many people be very mad about that. And I'm not saying these people are wrong. I kind of get that. However, even though they're not the beautiful handmade effects of the original, I like a lot of them quite a bit. Like I think the Kraken looks cool. I think when Hades turns into the flying demons and the flying demons,
as hell.
They are sick. I love them. Oh my God. They're amazing. Like when they showed up at the beginning of the movie, I was like, I hope they come back. And they do come back. It's great. Medusa, I think she looks great. I really enjoyed the whole Medusa scene. I thought it was really fun. Like it doesn't have that beautiful handmade feel that the original one did. No. But like I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I didn't really have a ton of problems with the effect. I mean, probably I think the worst like effect set piece is probably the scorpions. But even that was fine.
Yeah.
So effects were pretty good.
Yeah. I have this thing about Leterrier. Like I kind of like Leterrier.
That's the thing. I was going to say that earlier. Like he just come off like people forget a big success with the Incredible Hulk. Everyone talks about the Incredible Hulk like it's like this redhead stepchild of the MCU, and that movie's good. What are people talking about?
Yeah.
Like, that movie is very good.
Yeah, like he worked with like he worked with Luc Besson, who's obviously a monster, but like he worked with Luc Besson, he worked with Jean-Pierre Jeunet, he was the assistant director to Alan Chabat on Asterix and Obelix Mission Cleopatra, which is one of my favorite adaptations of all time, and I love that movie. And like he made Transporter. Transporter's a fun movie.
Yeah.
I just feel like Leterrier is a guy who is like he's not like a workman. I feel like he's a step above that.
He's different.
Like he's not just competent. I feel like he's actually kind of good at this.
I mean, sure, people don't like the most recent Fast and Furious movie that he made, but it's still a competent Fast and Furious movie. Like,
sure,
he's good.
Yeah, I like Leterrier, and I like this one. And also, sue me, I also liked Gods of Egypt. So clearly, there is a kind of movie that I am fine with.
And that movie's a lot weirder than this one. So
I know it is, but it's the same kind of thing. They're both modern big CG homages to old-fashioned, like handmade stop motion kind of things. And I feel like they both suffer from all the same stuff, and I both feel like they get exactly the same type of hate, but I kind of like both of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I like that kind of movie too, because I like mythology in general. Sure, now you'd think that I wouldn't like these movies because of that, because they butcher the hell out of it, but that's not the point of it for me. I like even modern, like, crappy CGI movies, like those ones, like, or these ones. I'm excited to see what they think the pantheon, like what the look of the pantheon is, and the same thing with Gods of Egypt, you know, like, or I'm just like, what is this place, this thing's interpretation of what this god is going to look like? And sometimes it's silly, but it's usually at least cool.
Yeah.
In this case, it's cool. Like, I mean, I'm not sure that I really I love many Ray Fiennes performances. I'm not sure that I loved this performance from him in this movie.
I did,
but the effects look of him was rad, like specifically with like his cloak and when he would like pop into existence and stuff.
Now
like,
let me try to sell
cool.
you on this. He is a whispery evil magic man. And here's the thing about this movie. Watching 2010's Clash of the Titans does not put any money in the pocket of J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, that's true.
Just saying, if you want whispery evil magic man Ray Fiennes, you have another option.
Yeah.
Might I interest you in some Clash of the Titans from 2010?
Trying to get Harry Potter fans to like get into Sam Worthington is a funny. We just tried to get them to like get into Clash of the Titans, and they'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, you know that series of books you love? That's like a whole bunch of books, and then was a whole bunch of movies, and also was all this ancillary stuff and a spin-off series. What about this 1 hour and 45-minute long movie from 2010? What if you just put all of your attention on this one thing, and they're all going to be like, "You understand that whispery magic evil Ray Fiennes is not like the main thing you like about all of those, right?" I'd be like, "No, that's the only thing. It's the only explanation I have."
I'd be like, the world building in this movie is shit.
Okay, let's do some quadrants really quick.
Okay.
Do you think that the creators of this movie cared about the original?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Yeah. Leterrier, he actively
I think they're trying to like evoke it a lot of the time.
Yeah. And is it successful?
Kind of. It's fun.
I mean, can I tell you why I think it's successful? Because the bar was already pretty low.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everyone always talks about, you know, like movies that everyone's like, oh, they remake movies too much these days. So like what they should be remaking is like bad movies, you know, like movies that were bad the first time.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is like one of those things that's kind of close to that. Like, yeah. I'm not saying that the 81 one was like bad, but it's like there's room for improvement. You know?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, this has been Adapter Parish. You can always find us online at adapterparishcast.com. There you'll find our social links, contact information, show notes for this and every episode, and more. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will be back in 2 weeks.
Thanks, everybody.